Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.
You really give hii stereotype ya Wakisia ati wanaongeanga ni kama typewriter. Wewe kuna wazingine hata sisikiangi kile.
Lakini sababu unasema unaongea raka nini? Lakini kwa bushi ndio nini?
I can't believe. Wait, ingia hapo yole utafute calligraph uanze kubaki. 4 minutes past 9 a.m. Yes, you're hanging out to the morning vibes people kwa Mbokes and in this hour it's all about my grind.
Yes.
We're on my grind. And we got a special guest in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell you what he does.
Thank you. I'm Johnson. Denge. I'm a realtor, seasoned. Happen to play across the real estate, mainly development, construction, project management, and real estate structuring generally.
Whoa. So you're those guys for the sites.
Tunauza land huko.
Sites. Yeah. Sightseeing. Unapenda sightseeing sana?
Somehow, yeah. Good traveler and always looking for opportunities around.
Are you a broker?
Not really a broker, but yeah, if I get an opportunity and you are looking for land, I'll
Nyindo mnasemanga nyumba iko 2 kilometers from the road.
Na sasa hiyo.
Sasa hizo iko
interior
with sceneries.
Yeah. Dude, the thing can even be 10 kilometers from the road, but the guy saying near the road.
Iko
like, what do you mean? He says if you are 40 kilometers away, 10 kilometers is near. Okay.
First of all, there's no land that doesn't have a road. So maybe you say near the main road.
Main road.
Yeah, but it's always on the road.
All right. So the first question we're going to ask you, of course, to all our MVPs this morning, we brought in our guest today so we can speak about as young people, is there a potential for you to own land and own property? Or is this something for private developers na rich people na waze? Is it a retirement plan or is it can you own land now? So, first thing, is land a viable investment?
Land is a very viable investment. As I said, that we are not creating any more land. So it is either you buy land and whenever you get an opportunity as early as possible. If you look at returns, land can give you, or generally real estate gives you returns up to 25%.
Wait.
20 to 25% in the last 5 years.
Okay.
In the last 5 years, compared to your traditional stock, which has been averaging about 13%.
Yeah.
So you realize that land is a viable alternative investment.
But you know, I mean, we're talking to young people. Sometimes capital kwanza yani, you know, like you just have, you know, a bit of money to start a business that you can see the money now. You're telling me it's a good investment, but will it pay for my upkeep?
It will, depending on how you approach it. One thing is not to just have land banks. As young people, how do you participate into real estate?
Yeah.
There are so many ways. One will be pull together resources. You don't have to own land alone.
Oh.
So what people do is you hear there's a plot in Kajiado, maybe 50 by 100, going for 300,000. You go buy and then you have nothing you are getting out of it. You can't farm, it is dry, or you can't put it, even if you put in a greenhouse or a house, you can't commute from there.
Okay.
So one thing is, why don't young people pool resources so that you can own 10 of you? There's perhaps land closer to Nairobi that goes for 5 million. You can pool 50 of you, and each of you just doing 500, and you go on and perhaps do, or pool the same way and buy an apartment that gives you rent.
Okay. Yes. We are, of course, talking real estate. Remember, you can hit us up, hashtag Vybez MVP. Hey, Brayo, meske, you can bring your 50 friends mununue land. Lakini munajua muneza nunua mzinga.
Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.
And then you could win 1,000 bob just like that. So before the end of this show, we have about 48 minutes. We are going to announce one lucky winner who's going to win themselves 1,000 shillings for just selfieing. Think about that. Who gives you money for just posting a selfie? Who? Us. I mean, Sisi. Also us, by the way. Yeah, nimeona tumemka hapa down nini?
Kwanza nimechikimse kwa nimejiona kwa mathri. Kuna wasa nilikuwa nimetumia mapicha. Imagine tumeni hizo mapicha and remember to tag Vybez MVP. Haraka tunawanipatia ido.
Kuna mzee alinitag picha yako ameikalia. Sura yako. Lakini usijali alikuwa hippie. 12 minutes past 9 a.m. and we've got a guest in studio. We're talking real estate, land. As a young person, do you think about owning land? You, Brayo, do you own anything?
Okay.
I'm gonna go to inheritance.
Power bank yangu iko wapi? But when I was growing up, my parents, I used to see what they used to do, so they used to invest in a lot of land. So I've always thought about doing it, but unafikiria juu ya stories za bei, then bei ndio uko. Yeah, but my brother actually jumped into it and he came together with his friends and they started a chama and they bought land and also started a greenhouse on
That's so cool. That's so cool. All right, so what are the options for a young person right now? Because clearly, can we ever own apartments in Nairobi?
Yes, you can own apartments in Nairobi. If you look at apartments in Nairobi, ranges from up as low as 3 million, 2.5 million, all the way to higher figures. But what will happen is that there are opportunities in terms of you pay installments. You don't have to have the entire cash.
Yeah.
So you can get into a scheme where you pay over time. I have seen schemes of even up to 10 years. So you pay slowly. And 10 years is not fast. Tulichagua uhuru juzi. Tunaona karibu miaka 10.
Hey, you was 10 years ago.
10 years ama ninunue mzinga.
Niko karibu kuanza kuimba ile wimbo. Ilikuwa siku ya 10 years ago.
There are other ways of also rent to own. We have opportunities where you can, as you pay rent, it might be a bit higher because the developer wants to recover a bit of money from but you pay your rent. As you pay rent, you are able to
pay for the house.
Yeah, for the house. Because you realize even if you're paying a house of, because statistics show that Nairobi has about half of Nairobians, about 2 million people.
Yeah.
Earn or make a household income of about 100,000.
Okay.
And an average or rule of thumb is that you should not pay more than 25% of your income on rent.
Yeah. Okay.
So when you look at it, averagely, this group of people are able to pay up to about 20,000 on average for an apartment on rent.
Yeah.
So it tells you in a month, we are end month, by the way, about 40 billion is
going into rent.
Yes, to people's pockets.
What?
Just within these 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Now, how do you participate? How are you part of it? Are you just the one?
We're the remitters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. With 20,000, you see, you'll have paid about 200 and above 200,000.
Yeah, in the year. Yeah.
So how do you use that money to be part of you owning that apartment? Wow. And there are schemes that goes even up to 25 years. Okay. And 25 years is not long.
Okay. Yes. So we definitely need to be thinking long term. Of course, remember we got Johnson Denge.
Yes.
Denge. In studio, talking real estate. Are you interested? You should be, because it's on my grind as we do it every single day. Hey, Alena Koko, wait, stay in your lane. Alena Neshi Westi.
Morgan Heritage walipata huduma namba.
Ai, Morgan Heritage walishuko. Unajua walifungua nini restaurant hapo nini Kenyatta Market inaitwa Heritage. I'm kidding. 24 minutes past 9 a.m. You're hanging out with the Morning Vibes people kwa Mbokes.
And
Bunde. I feel like you should say your name because watu hapa wanakuita vitu zingine.
Mbu. Nde. Yeah. Mbu. Nde. That's simple.
Dope. And we've also got Johnston Denge. Woo! Did you hear that?
I feel koko na homa.
Denge. Who's talking to us about real estate. And as a young person, you need to know real estate. Because whether it's owning land, whether it's buying a property. And Johnson, before we went on break, there's a question that Mbunde aliuliza. Is it better to own property? I mean, to buy?
Yeah, to buy a house or to build a house.
It's better to give professionals to do their work. It's good to, instead of having the hassle of always going to the site, Mara, Simiti, Meibua, I don't know how many sites do I need.
Yeah.
It's good to always give professionals to do their work. So getting a good contractor, and we have a whole range of class.
Yeah.
For instance, I work with a contractor called PEP Contractors, who is NCA class 4 and can handle buildings up to a certain.
Msako class 4 anaweza nini?
Mimi nataka mtu ako.
Mimi nataka mtu mwenye ako PhD.
Okay, NCA regulates contractors, and there's a range of all the way from 1, which is the highest, and all the way to about NCA 8, which is the
so yako inapanda.
So you going, and currently we are regulated at NCA 4, and can handle up to about a development up to 200 million. So you get according to what are you building. If you're doing a small house, you can all go away to about NCA 4.3. They will do you a good house at an affordable price. So that's how you approach it. If you really perhaps think that contractors or professionals will be expensive, because we avoid these things of falling houses when you go and try to do with your local
So this is those who are busy, the buildings that are collapsing is because you haven't gotten a good contractor.
You don't get a good contractor, you don't involve an architect, you don't involve a quantity surveyor or an engineer. So, and these people are there. Kenya trains a lot of them. In fact, ukienda university sahi kuna wengine who will be graduating.
So where do they go?
And that is the issue. People think they are expensive, but you approach a good professional team and talk to them. You can even stage your house where you are saying, wacha nijenge kidogo up to this point. As long as it is done professionally, they will tell you, is it occupiable or not occupiable?
But is it cheaper to buy a house? Because nowadays, ukiona my apartment. Hey, but then these guys for real estate, they are so. Is my advertisement? I saw one where they were saying the apartment is 30. They were saying, in fact, this is how it was attracting you. Unaona ki billboard hapo manyumba was saying, wow, start your dream life today. Discount 1 million. Call now. Nikasema, guy, they're giving a discount of 1 million. Hey, I was about to call alafu nikaona 38 million. Even if it's 38 million, even if you give a discount of 10 million, it's still a lot. So is it better to buy an apartment? Is it cheaper to buy an apartment or to build?
It actually depends on how you look at it. And depending, first of all, real estate is just like any other product. Why are you buying a computer, for instance? So you have to start from a point of, why do I need an apartment? Is it just for living in? Is it an investment? And what am I getting? One of the mistakes we make in Kenya is we try to look at it from absolute values. Just like you are saying, 38 million. It looks big, but look at space you are buying. Always evaluate real estate from a unit price, so that you are saying, for 38 million, what is the square footage or meter am I buying? You get I give you a good example. Like in Kilimani, houses are ranging between 130 to all the way to 200
million
thousand
rent
per meter square.
As in wow.
So when you are given 20 million, ask yourself how many meters are those, so that you are able to see then what am I buying. Because in real estate we look at it sequentially. I'll give you an example. I'll tell you, for instance, I know land is about this 1,000 per meter square. Then I add on construction cost per meter square will be between 44,000 to 66,000 depending on where it is. And then I'll now add in cost of money and be able to say, if this guy is selling me this house at 150 thousand per meter square, is it making sense? Because for instance, if you buy, I can go buy a house at 15 million and I'm getting 100 meter square. So I've just bought that house at 100,000 shillings per meter square. You will go buy a house of 10 million and perhaps you'll be sold 60 meter square. So you've actually bought an expensive house, although you paid 10 million. I've bought a much cheaper house because I've paid.
But you see now the challenge, you guys, who are real estate, if you could just be telling us these stories for meter square in advance, because mimi nikienda kuangalia nyumba hivi unasema 3 bedroom.
Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this generation.
Wacha kubali kuachika. Usianze kumwambia ati na try kukukall na hakuna mtu on the other side. Nimekuacha. What is this?
Oda time.
What are these, man?
This song versus the Adele. Which one do you prefer?
What kind of questions are those?
Okay.
Nobody can stop reggae.
Okay.
Alena li come through mazee. Kwanza tunapitia hapo Nairobi West kumsalimia. You know what should happen?
Yes.
For sure, Jamaica and Kenya tuna need tu hivi. Hivi tuko tu kitu kimoja. Because we love the reggae and we have, as in culture zime nini. Sai unajua nasikia kuna place hapo nini, Jamaica huko karibu na Kingston inaitwa Nairobi West. Wako na place huko inaitwa Calif.
Maze?
Na si ile Calif ya Stato California,
Na Kiabu.
Kibra,
Aoni kuna Kimani Male.
Awolan.
Kimani Male already alishaenda huko akasettle.
Kimani yako settled sasa. So in exchange tukapata Morgan Heritage. Listen, 22 minutes to the top of the hour, and of course this hour is all about my grind. You know, you as a young person, you got to think about your money. You got to think about good investment opportunities. Are you thinking about investment? Ama investment yako tu ni dem. Oh my god. Oh my god. Umepotea. As an MVP, you need to be thinking about where you're putting your money.
Yes.
How your money is working for you. And of course, we got a professional, Johnson Denge. Yes, he is involved in real estate, nini. In fact, he's even doing construction. Yeah, ametuambia kwa class 4.
Alitoka class 8 anapanda juu. Sasa atuelewi hii class yake venye iko.
Iwe unajua tu 844. I'm sure you don't know real estate and construction manenos. Yeah. So, before we went on break, you were breaking it to us about square feet and all that. But if you know, I'm out there, I'm a young person, maybe I'm even in campus. What opportunities are there? Because when you're talking about these apartments where I'm doing a 10 years of, you know, of an apartment in Kilimani or in South B, maybe I don't have the money. But does that mean that I cannot be part of the conversation of buying land or other things?
It means you can be part of the conversation of buying land. We have opportunities even listed on the BOUS. We have Fahari REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust, which you can participate. What they do is this: they pool together resources and buy a pool of
Land
and actually rent giving properties. There's a law that regulates them. What happens is that they drop them into units and sell them as shares. So we have two types. We have the DREIT, where you participate, where developers come together and they get money. And we have the investment side, where now they buy actual properties. For example, Fahari REIT in Kenya, offered by Stanley, has even Greenspan Mall part of that pool.
Okay.
They are selling on the BOUS, and shares have been as slow. The IPO went out about 20 shillings, and it has been trading at around about between 9 to 12 shillings. So you can accumulate stock. What they do is that once they collect rent annually, they're actually allowed to distribute up to 80% of what they collect.
Okay.
And they can give you a return now in terms of dividends. And they've been doing well, with a yield of about 4.4 to about 5%, looking at historicals.
So if I buy land, does it make sense if I buy it and I hold it as an investment, then later on I sell it?
Yes, it makes sense, because in this country, for instance, we've not had a point where land does depreciates. Land has always appreciated. Further you discussions where land depreciates. But in Kenya, it has always appreciated. I'll give you an example. Upper Hill, since 2005 to now, has appreciated by more than 300%.
Whoa.
Yes.
And what leads to land to depreciate? Is there any situation, let's say like in a certain county, unajuanga huku watu waliacha kuenda cause ni ushago ama
na sasa Johnson ametu advise hapa to land, tumeenda tumeweka pesa yetu huko, alafu the next thing it's depreciating.
There are few cases which we've not seen in this country, land depreciating. Cases where, for instance, dumping of takataka that depreciates the land, which is not here, or change of user. For instance, land that was commercial suddenly be changed into to maybe agricultural, so value will go down. But this instance have not happened previously in Kenya, because we are, first of all, we are not fully planned. That's why people are able to bend. Then number two, we've consistently gone with there are only opportunities. Our land is not fully serviced. For instance, we bring in a sewer, it improves. But very few cases where, for instance, you find dumping or government had a change. For instance, they introduced a cemetery next to your land, which goes down, which are very few. Instances.
Okay, and there's also another question I wanted to ask. When it comes to owning property, we hear some crazy stories. And I think, honestly, subconsciously, that's why a lot of people don't even want to meddle there. Most of the time when I ask someone, hey, do you own a piece of land? Are you going to buy land? They're like, hey, ndo nikoniwe. you know. And there's lots of stories. You just said, bring your resources together, get a company that's doing it. We know of a company right now that hasn't given, their title deeds to the people who invested in them. So how does someone mitigate these things?
First of all, involve a lawyer when you're doing any land,
Yeah.
because they have procedures. There's law that protects people.
Yes.
Agents who deal in land
Yeah.
are not supposed to be. They are supposed to be registered. There's a law, estate agents law.
Oh, so if a guy comes to me and tells me he's an agent, he can buy me land. First thing I have to ask him for his license.
For his license,
Okay.
which is done every year. They are licensed. They have they're indemnified. So if anything goes wrong, insurance will pay you.
Okay.
And it's only that quacks have been inflated in,
Yeah.
but there's a law that guides that.
Okay.
To use an advocate who will go carry out a search at the Ministry of Lands,
Yeah.
whichever registry of lands, and be able to tell you exactly if the person selling the land is actually the true owner.
All right.
Yes.
I'm going to have to end this conversation here, Johnson. Thank you so much, Johnson Denge, for coming through to hang out with us this morning. But we're going to invite you for more conversations. I just want to ask, if there's someone listening in right now and they're like, okay, I need to get this guy to have a better conversation and see how I can get involved in land, where do they get you?
One, they can get me on my personal contact, which is 0721 416 470, and they can also get us on our company line, which is 0740 444 000.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, that was On My Grind.
Vybez Radio, we rule the nation in this